Hi everyone, my name's John T. Wright. I'm compelled to talk to you tonight. Hey, look at this nice Bible that I picked up for $10 from Susan Jane Donahoe. And Susan J, backwards is Jesus or Jesus, the woman tells me. And you know what? She thinks she's little Jesus. Isn't that something? And I'm telling you, I am the Lord. And she acknowledged it when we were talking. She started asking me questions and stuff, and she, when she told me she was little Jesus, she started talking like she was a man. And I just smiled and I got her, and I said, well, from dust you come, from dust you'll be. I said, well, that's where Adam was from, He's going to go back to the earth where he came from. And I said, you're Adam's rib. I said, you see, you're different than Adam. You're a woman. You're not this. I mean, and she, it kind of made a snap to her. And anyway, I had a serious conversation with her that was probably overdue. I'm thinking about all the people that was murdered when I was a child. And I'll just turn towards you and I'll just face you when I tell you. And I'll just hold this Bible right here in my hands while I do tell you. And you could take it for, isn't that a nice Bible? It's really nice. $10. And by the way, I gave her a $30 tip because I knew she was selling it probably out of desperation of money. And if she'd like to have this Bible back, she may have it back. I gave her $40 for it instead of the $10 that she wanted. But I always thought I was a fair person and I treated people fair as I meet them and stuff. And hopefully people will understand that too. Right off the bat, in Port Angeles, Washington, there was a woman that was close to our gas station, right there at Highway 101, the highway market right there. The Johnson's dirty bookstore ended up being there, like the dirty bookstore at the conservatory where John F. Kennedy got murdered and stuff. It all ties together. But anyway, there was a woman that lived right there, and I can't remember her name right off the hand, but the Connors boy and the other boy right there that got murdered right there in 1971, that was one of these things that's Zodiac related. And then over there in Morton, in 1975, Terry Lance Shortridge was murdered right in front of me, and my brother Jerry and George Fairhart and my brother Jim and my family members, Bonnie and all of them, even Patty, was all involved in. I didn't know what they did. They murdered that boy, and they were all in cahoots together with the law enforcement. Orville Lee Green. People have an L in the middle of their name, like Lebanon, L. And so we got the Fairharts there in Morton, Washington. I had George Fairhart jumping up and down in front of me saying, now your dad's our slave. My dad ended up being the Zodiac killer. The money from the B.B. Cooper stuff was right there at that bowling alley next to the mortuary. They painted it gray with a saw on it. They call it Millhouse Smokehouse after Richard Millhouse Nixon. And anyway, there was Terry Lance Shortridge. He got murdered. Lancer is the code name for John F. Kennedy, just so you know. And then after that, Betty Ford got murdered. Skip Davis, the law enforcement officer, and Betty Ford, and Murray Netzer. And all three of them was out of the Whale Cafe, and my mother worked at the Whale Cafe, and the kids hanging out there drinking coffee and stuff. Jerry would always be up there, and Marietta would be up there, a little cozy thing. And by the way, Jerry and my mother was lovers. Quite the thing going on when I was a child. Those two were inseparable, the mother and the son, and come to find out he's accusing her of having sex and stuff later on. And it just goes on and on. But then, after Skip Davis and them got murdered, The next big murder I know of was the 50 servicemen in Beirut. And George Fairhart, you guys are guilty of that right there in Beirut, because it was all hush-hush around the bowling alley, and I goddamn know what I was hearing around the bowling alley being a kid. Those 50 Americans, the 50 servicemen that was murdered during the Reagan administration, these people are guilty of America. These people are guilty of in Morton, Washington, and my family's behind it too. You know, here I am being abused. And if anybody leaks anything and I come forward, they end up in the cemetery, such as William Walker Bagley. And by the way, they got a stretcher in the Fairways Bowling Center. It's a Walker's. It says Walker stretcher. It's a stretcher that says Walker's on it. That's for Billy Walker Bagley, I think. And by the way, they ripped that bowling alley off from me because I was buying it with my real estate agent. They painted it sheriff's green, and they put decals across it. Hey, I lost $400,000. Oh, there's all sorts of red writing down there in the courthouse over that Fairlanes Bowling Center, 2002, I think it is. And, you know, they ran me out of the business. They fucking stole it from me. They even put my name inside the bowling alley across all the monitors. It says John Thomas Wright, happy birthday, September 2nd, 1961. Wow, that was really goddamn nice. I was really not very fucking happy to see my personal information being slammed across that bowling alley. And within 7 days later, they fucking ganged up against me and they fucking pushed me out of that deal. And the fucking law enforcement agencies came against me too. Now, well, that's just over that. Let's see, I have a girlfriend. She got her hands and feet cut off. Lisa, Morton Jane Doe, Lisa. And she was put right next to my original neighbors where Terry Lance Shortridge got murdered. Right next door was Bob and Carol Whitlow. Well, they moved outside of Morton, just up on top of the hill. Up on, I think it's Hopkins Hill, I guess. What, outside of Morton, like you're heading towards Moss Rock, up there. And her body was found near their house with the hands and feet cut off. And I seen the picture, and I finally identified it, and I came forward. I was just livid. What has these people done? And this is what caught me off. And the Merwins, you know, the Merwins, my brother Jerry and Jim and Patty was up here during the time that the Merwins got murdered. And Jerry said it was 3 people. Jerry told me things about it. And when I found out the things, and I came forward to Bruce Kimsey framed Rick Rife. Rick Rife's an innocent man sitting in prison. I think that he should be released. I think somebody should look into this real seriously, and Bruce Kimsey and Jerry and George Fairhart and all you should be put in fucking prison. I'd love to come and see each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Let's see. So we got these people. Oh, Matt Smith, he got murdered. You know, David Fletcher. They drive a green car, a green Ford Fairlane, right? Well, the Merwins and stuff, they were in a green car too. They're starting to say the sheriffs did it, you know, like this. And Jerry, my brother Jerry, he had to have a tree farm too up on the Falls Road. You know, Jerry's following signs. Jerry lives at the Middle Fork Road, and the last time I seen on Google Earth, he's got barbed wire up around his place. You know. And another thing, there's a body, the Otts boy body was planted right behind my brother Jim's house over here. And it's like the yin and the yang. And another thing, that there was somebody out here by Doty where these here Merlin people got murdered. There was a body hanging over here by a tree. I read in the newspaper and stuff. It's the polar opposite from Morton. They do the yin and the yang back and forth like this. Jerry, Jim, Morton, they'll do this one over here. And that's what they do. and it's just like the Twin Star Credit Unions. It was actually the Twin County Credit Union, and now there's 21 of them. The 21st one is in Morton, Washington at 101 Main Street, right across the street from the Hezbollah Museum. The Fairhearts are right there. They're saying all their thing. There's a little Boy Scout there to meet you, a little dirty Boy Scout. It's the Republican Party, dirty little Boy Scouts, Republican Party, and you know the lawsuits and stuff that's been nationwide over the past history. This is the Boy Scouts' revenge, because why? They're being abused. You know, we know of the abuse, of course. And this is Mr. Trump's retribution, as he says. Well, Mr. Trump needs to be laid right down because he's the Antichrist and I'm the Lord. I had a set of keys fallen in my lap out of a book. I was given the key to open the pit of hell, and I did so right here in Camas, Washington. 1007 7th Street, Camas, Washington. Inside that house, it's on the corner right there by the park. There's a burnt spot right there in the middle of the front room where it appears there was a sacrifice on a little ottoman and stuff, burnt right there, and I did it, and I was aware of it. I can retrospect, I remember it. I had no control over what I was doing.
How are we?
I'm telling the truth. I was given the key, and I actually ended up going down, walking that key down. I was going to the guitar shop where the address was, and I went down, I stopped by the church that I had things happen at. I walked down to Young's store, and I examined what appeared to be going on there, very disturbing. I continued walking down by the mill, and from everything I seen behind me, I decided I didn't want to go to that guitar shop. And I stopped right there, and I was on the left-hand side of the road, and it used to be open. They covered it up now, so you can't throw anything in that. But I was right there, and I said anything worth having is worth working for. And I threw those keys, and it landed right in the water, and it went under there. And that opened up the gates of hell, and we are here, and we went through Revelations and stuff too. I don't mean to jump around, but I'm telling you the truth. These are people, and my family members been doing like Hogan's Heroes behind enemy lines, doing their little thing. They're all cuckoo. They're all little Republicans, Donald Trump supporters. I can remember when Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter was running for presidency. My dad thought Jimmy Carter was supposed to win, and it ended up being Reagan. My dad was like, he just looked bewildered, like, I can't believe this. And I was like, they're witnessing my brothers in the yard, my sisters there, and what seemed to be happening between Dad and I goddamn was wondering what's going on. And they're just fucking all laughing and stuff, like they tricked the old man, and it's the fucking Republican Party. They're so goddamn happy to that it's such as it is. And my dad thought that it was supposed to go Democrat. As weird as my dad thought, you know. And really, I mean, Carter looked so weak back in the day that, you know, Reagan got the thing because he couldn't get the hostages out, you know. Carter was like, he Nobel Peace Prize winner, yes, but the hostages, well, Reagan had to get them out, and everybody knows it. You know, Reagan become a hero. So anyway, then there's the other murders that continue after that. The murders just continue and continue. Now over at the Tube Sock Killers, Mineral Tube Sock Killers, Mineral, Washington, right there. You'll find my online diary over there, you know, over 150 postings. I wrote on my videos and stuff, I tell about a lot of the murders and stuff. These people are guilty of murdering these servicemen, these Lebanese. That George Fairheart, you know, he stood in front of me, jumping up and down, saying, my dad's now our slave. Your dad's our slave. And George, why would I be saying such things? And why would I call you out? George, why would I have such hatred towards you? George Fairhart's never talked to me again after this, after his Aunt Mitzi Fairhart came over and talked to me. Amelia Earhart. They used Mitzi. Mitzi was calling me at the end of her life, giving me clues too. These here people are Lebanese, and they're fucking guilty of treason against the United States of America, along with my family. John F. Kennedy and all this is together. Right there. You know, you could fucking snow me, my family members, but the fucking snow job's goddamn over. You know? And I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And I just want you guys to know. Why would I lie? I've been forced to comply or many can die. Forced to comply or many will die. This is like Nineveh. I've been forced by God Almighty to come forward. And look at this nice Bible that I was blessed with yesterday for $10. Now, where can you get a Bible like this for $10? Surely not from Mr. Trump. I mean, I don't have to add one word or subtract one word, but I'm sure that there's articles that's in the front and back of that shouldn't be in there, you know. Anyway, thank you for your time. I just want to clear my conscience, and I want these people rounded up. And that's just the tip of the people that's been murdered. How about Stan White? There's so many people that got murdered around me. Oh, how about Tim Stockdale? My brother Jim comes in the bowling alley. Well, I'm working at this bowling alley. I'm trying to make a living raising my son. And I got my brother coming in causing trouble, not just that time, but other times. He comes in just straight face. He walks in. He goes, Tim Stockdale's dead. And I look at him and he says, and if you fuck a Lewis County sheriff's wife, you're dead too, John. Oh, that's nice. And Jim turned around, he walked out just cold. And you know what? Oh, and by the way, my brother, if he don't fucking do what they say, they'll kill his whole family, is what he's telling me. My brother Jim's telling me this. So I got all this going on me. And the fact that Terry Shortridge was murdered right in front of me. My dad was a Zodiac. My dad was D.B. Cooper. This is all about JFK. They got me so goddamn stirred up and stuff that I get angry. And I can tell you, after the fucking first posting, I dropped a little bit. And by the way, there's a flag around here, and this isn't a goddamn Donald Trump fucking thing where I shit my pants and they're fucking all over me. He's the Lord of the fucking flies. You know? And I tell you, it's just happened that way. When I spun the Taylor Swift thing, the roulette wheel spun like this. It learned on 00. Oh, this one it got caught underneath the bar, so it's a no roll. You know, but it didn't happen there. That's the first time that ever happened, by the way, but that's besides the point. But what I'm saying is true. I have no reason to lie to you, and I came forward, and like Nineveh, you know, if you don't know the story about Jonah and the whale, to me this is like Nineveh. I was forced to come forward no matter what I didn't want to do. Hey, now I'm just accepting what it is because the Holy Father's used me in such a way. He's revealed to me what my role is in all this. And I'm genuinely a friend to everybody's until you fucking prove me goddamn wrong. Anyway, you guys have a nice day, and I wish you well. I wish you well, but everybody that's against me, against the Holy Father, is going to goddamn burn in fucking hell, because the Holy Father's mad anyway. And when I get fucking stirred up and stuff, and angered, you know, they won't even let me fucking buy a car down here where it says that they'll finance anybody, and they don't give a fuck. But that's a Republican goddamn place that don't give a fuck, but they won't fucking tell me a thing. They fucking put down an application how you had to fill out this, and over and over, all this stuff. They want me to rehash my life thing when I was called and I made a fucking arrangements to get this goddamn truck, and then they want me to park my truck, my motorhome, in a fucking place that's illegal to park, and I said I'll park it over at the Safeway's parking lot. Just to walk over there. not to get the fucking vehicle, to be fucking thrown through a 3-ring circus over there. Fuck them, everybody. I goddamn don't need it, and I told them that down there. The woman said, did I do something wrong? I said, yes, you did. I was told this, and now you're doing this, and you guys are putting me through the ringer. And that's exactly what they're doing. And you know what? I can't even fucking rent a fucking place, because why? Everybody wants to do a background, do the 3-ring circus, and they're fucking saying something's dirty is coming up on my thing. The only place where I've been for 7 years is right there at my brother and sister's house, where they're goddamn fucking holding me and they took my property and stuff, you guys. I just want you guys to see the fight. I want you guys to put them under a microscope. They're goddamn dirty. They deserve to hang. They're treasonous. And I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. If I'm lying, I'm dying, because I'm going to fucking burn in hell way more than Donald Trump would. I'm never going to burn in hell, because I'm the Holy Father's son. If God gets angered at me and punishes me, I guess I fucking deserve it. But at this standpoint, I've witnessed the stuff to make me believe that, well, I was chosen. And I'm just here, and I'm humble, and I accept the Holy Father is mine. And you have a nice day, everyone. And I wish you well, and I wish that my blessings was your blessings. But until I get through all of this, I'm in a war with the world. And you have a nice day, everyone. And I love you. And I hope everybody's fine. Thank you for being here. Good night.